Susan here. Welcome back to my kitchen. I promised another zucchini recipe because I have to use up the rest of the zucchini I was given. And here it is. I am making tonight zucchini chocolate chip muffins. This is basically the same sort of recipe as the zucchini bread I just did, but it's mixed differently and the quantities are different. The sugars are a different balance, and there's an extra spice, and so on. But we'll take care of that as we go. As always, the recipe is in the description box below, so just enjoy the video, watch how it's done, and you can get on with this. Here we go. You start off with 2 cups of all-purpose flour in a large bowl. In this recipe, you add the wet to the dry instead of the other way around. With the bread, it was all in one bowl, mixed it all together. Basically, all the wet went together, and then you threw the dry in and mixed that. This is, you prepare your dry separate, you mix your wet separate, and then you pour the wet into the dry. So here we go. So 2 cups of all-purpose flour, and then we have our spices and seasoning. You have 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of salt, regular iodized salt they use on the table, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and here's an addition that the bread didn't have, 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg. So they all go in with the flour. There we go. And what we're going to do is just take a whisk and evenly distribute it through the flour. So you start off being well mixed, so there aren't any pockets of spice. Okay, now we set this aside and move on to our wet ingredients. Okay, in the wet bowl we are going to add 2 eggs, 2 eggs, 1/3 cup of vegetable oil, and here I'm using sunflower oil. Okay, you can use the cooking oil of your choice, what you have in the house. Go from there. Next is 1/3 cup of granulated sugar and 1/2 cup of packed light brown sugar. And they go in. In the bread recipe, the granulated sugar was the larger amount. And to that we're adding 1 tablespoon, not teaspoon, tablespoon of vanilla extract. It seems like a lot maybe, but it does bring out the flavors. And who doesn't like vanilla really, eh? So, okay, so here's the wet, and we are going to just break that up a little and mix it together until it's well incorporated and smooth. It's very thick with all that sugar in there and the eggs. Okay, now we're going to bring our dry ingredients back in, and we're going to pour the wet mixture into the dry and mix it until it's almost completely mixed. Not quite, almost, because we still have things to add afterwards. So here we go. Let's just do it this way. Get all that goodness out of the bowl. You don't want to leave a lot behind. Gonna leave some, but not a lot. There we go. Put that there and start with the whisk. As you can see, it's getting really thick and really clumpy, and you're like, oh, this can't be right. But I assure you it is. Okay. Because we still have to add the zucchini, and this is the same
as the bread recipe, when you grate your zucchini, you do not drain fluid out of it. Zucchini is very moisture intensive, shall we say? But in this case, it is going to lend that characteristic to the recipe.
In that is going to give the liquid into the mixture here. Alright, now it's mostly mixed in. There are some dry pockets, but we'll work on that. Now we add the star of the show. This is 2 cups of shredded zucchini, and I have peeled it beforehand to take the green off because I don't want it to look like zucchini. I want it to present as a chocolate chip muffin. So here we go. This is 2 cups of shredded, grated zucchini. Very wet, as you can see. Alright. Get out of there. Alright.
So we're going to mix that in. And as I said, it will receive that moisture into the batter as it bakes. So it's going to look a little weird right away, but it will work its way through. Alright. Kind of reminds you of coleslaw in a way. It's weird. There we go. Alright. Now,
the only other item missing out of this is our chocolate chips. Now in this recipe you can use walnuts, chocolate chips, anything you'd like to throw in. This recipe is very friendly to modifications. So whatever your favorite flavors are in a muffin, you can pretty much add to. That was, what I got, 3/4 of a cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips. And this recipe yields a dozen muffins. So even 3/4 of a cup are going to give you chocolate chips in everything, right? And there we go. Okay, that's about the consistency you're going to get. And what we're going to do is set that aside for a second and bring in our muffin cups. The oven is up to temp, 375 degrees Fahrenheit, and these take about 25 minutes to bake, and when you 20 to 25, and when you poke it with a toothpick and it comes out clean, you know they're done. So there's your test. And as always, please keep an eye on your oven when your stuff's in there cooking, because things all cook differently. Your oven may cook hotter than mine or not as hot. So you know yours best. Especially when trying a new recipe, you always keep an eye on it because it could be less or more than that timing. Okay, now we're going to want to fill the muffin cups till they're almost all the way up. And there we go. Okay, I will be right back as soon as I got them all filled. Okay, and there we have it. 12 muffin cups filled. Might be a little bit too full, but we'll see. I couldn't leave any of that yummy goodness in the bowl. So in the oven they go at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 to 25 minutes, and insert a toothpick and it comes out clean. They're done, and I will be right back when they're out of the oven. Instant for you. Okay guys, and we're back. They are out of the oven. It took my oven 27 minutes to bake these, and I did test it with a toothpick, and it came out clean at the 27-minute mark. Okay, so they are still super hot, guys, but I'm going to open up one just to show you the texture of these babies. They're hot, I'm telling you. Steaming hot. Okay. Ooh. Oh, chocolate chips for sure. Ooh. Look at that melty goodness. Can you see the steam? Oh boy, it is hot, guys. Okay. Let's try a bit. Nice texture. It's soft and moist in there. Gooey with the chocolate. Gotta love that. And there's no telltale green, so you can hide the zucchini in these and fool your kids into eating more veggies. So here we go. Mmm. Seriously, you cannot taste zucchini in this. This is a supremely good chocolate chip muffin. I love it. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, and see you on the next one. Bye for now.